What if a woman's defiant last words could haunt a nation for generations, promising a revenge that echoes through time? In the fiery heart of colonial Zimbabwe, Mbuya Nehanda, a spirit medium channeling an ancient ancestor, rallied her people against invaders with prophecies from Mwari, the high god. But buried in her final vision was a secret so explosive. It foretold not just defeat, but a triumphant rise from the grave. What was this hidden prophecy? And could it be awakening even now in the struggles of modern Africa? Hold your breath as we uncover Nehanda's unyielding spirit. The Shona world before the strangers. Long ago, in the 1800s, the Shona people lived in a land of beauty and strength called Mashonaland, now part of Zimbabwe. Rolling hills stretched under wide blue skies, dotted with green forests and rivers that sparkled like beads. Villages of mud and thatch huts buzzed with life. Women pounded maize into sadza, men herded cattle, and children laughed under baobab trees. The Shona were tied to their land, their ancestors, and their god Mwari, who lived in the sacred caves of Matonjeni, the Matopo hills. Mwari spoke through rain, wind, and dreams, but only special people, Shikiro or spirit mediums, could carry his words. Spirit mediums were the heart of Shona life. They hosted Mondoro, lion spirits of royal ancestors, to guide chiefs and settle disputes. Rituals filled the air with drum beats and songs, calling ancestors to protect the people. The Shona had fought off invaders before, like the Nguni from the south, using spears and courage blessed by Mwari. The Shona encouraged themselves to remain strong and to be on the lookout for danger so that they will be ready. But as the sun set on peaceful days, a new beast was coming. White men with guns and strange ways. What danger did the spirits see in their arrival, and would the medium's warnings be enough to save the land? The spirit of Nehanda awakens. In a small village in Chishawasha, near the Mazoe River, a girl named Charwe was born around 1840. Her father, Chitaura, came from the Wata clan, tied to the ancient Mutapa Empire found by Nyatsimba Mutota centuries ago. Oral stories told of Mutota's daughter, the first Nehanda, a medium who called rain and advised kings. Her Mondoro spirit lived on, choosing new women to speak through. Charwe grew up hearing these tales by the fire, her eyes wide as elders sang of lion spirits and Mwari's power. She was a quiet child, with braids tied with beads and a smile that hid deep thoughts. This one listens to the wind, her mother said, noticing how Charwe stared at the stars. As a young woman, Charwe married and had 3 children, 2 daughters and a son. She lived a simple life, fetching water and weaving baskets. But strange dreams began to haunt her. A lion roared in the night, and a woman's voice whispered, "You are chosen." In 1884, during a sacred ritual in the hills, drums echoed and Charwe fell into a trance. Her body shook and a deep voice spoke through her. I am Nehanda Nyakasikana, the guardian of this land, voice of the ancestors. No stranger shall claim what belongs to the children of the soil. The villagers gasped. The Mondoro of Nehanda, from the time of Mutota, had found its new medium. Charwe became Mbuya Nehanda, the grandmother spirit. She wasn't alone. Other legendary figures walked the land. Chaminuka, the great prophet from episode 4, saw visions of future wars and worked miracles like calming angry beasts. Kaguvi Gumboreshumba, another medium, spoke for a different Mondoro, guiding warriors with dreams. Together, they saved Mwari, the unseen god who demanded justice and balance. Nehanda often warned, he who sells the land sells his mother's womb. Nehanda lived this truth, settling disputes in a grove under msasa trees. But as her power grew, a shadow loomed. White strangers were coming. What did her vision say about their hearts, and how would the spirits guide her next? The strangers arrive. In 1890, dust rose on the horizon as wagons rolled into Mashonaland. They belonged to the British South Africa Company, led by a man named Sisu John Rhodes, hungry for gold and land. The settlers wore strange hats and carried rifles, speaking a tongue the Shona didn't know. At first, Nehanda advised peace, remembering an oral tale of the first Nehanda welcoming traders. Give them a black cow, she told Chief Wata, as meat of greeting. The Shona traded ivory and grain for cloth and beads, hoping for friendship. But the settlers' greed broke peace. They claimed sacred lands, pushing families from their homes. They stole cattle, the Shona's wealth, and forced men to work in mines for no pay. By 1894, they demanded a hard tax, money for every home. Pay or lose your land, the settlers said. Villagers grew poor and anger simmered. Nehanda's dreams turned dark. Rivers ran red and lions roared warnings. In a grove, she burned herbs and entered trances, seeking Mwari's voice. The strangers bring imbalance, the spirit said. Their hearts are heavy with greed. She shared old stories to rally the people, myths of ancestors who fought invaders with spears blessed by Mondoro. Chiefs gathered in secret, their faces grim. Nehanda spoke with fire. Mwari sees their wrongs. We must prepare. But some chiefs whispered doubts, fearing her power. A prophecy stirred in her heart, a vision of bones rising from the earth to fight. What did it mean, and who would betray the growing resistance? The fire of the first Chimurenga. By 1896, the Shona could bear no more. In the south, the Ndebele rose first, led by their medium Mukwati. News reached Mashonaland, and Nehanda saw a moment. She joined with Kaguvi, her spirit brother, whose visions matched hers. In a great meeting under a starry sky, Nehanda stood tall, a cloth dress bright with beads. Mwari calls us to fight, he declared. The white man's bullets will turn to water if we trust the ancestors. Warriors cheered, gripping spears. She retold a myth of a lion spirit guiding hunters to victory, inspiring their courage. The First Chimurenga began in June 1896. Shona warriors, hiding in forests and caves, struck settler farms and patrols. Nehanda led rituals, burning muti herbs and singing Mondoro, guide our hands. Oral tales say she once called a storm to hide warriors from enemies. Women played a key role, smuggling food and spying. Nehanda's female power shone. She trained girls to carry messages and herbs, saying a woman's heart is as strong as a lion's. A bold moment came when warriors targeted Henry Pollard, a cruel native commissioner who whipped workers and stole cattle. Nehanda, in a trance, declared, "Justice demands his end." In June 1896, warriors ambushed Pollard and his camp, ending his tyranny. The victory spread hope, but the British fought back with machine guns. Nehanda moved between camps, her voice steady. Fight with righteousness, not hate. Yet spies lurked among the chiefs who were slipping secrets to the enemy, and would it break the rebellion? Betrayal and the Colonial trial. By late 1897, the tide turned. The British, with more guns and soldiers, burned villages and captured fighters. A traitor, a minor chief, bribed with gold, revealed Nehanda's hiding place in the Mazoe Hills. In October 1897, soldiers surrounded her camp. Nehanda could have fled, but she stayed to protect her people. "The spirits will not abandon us," she told her followers, her eyes calm. She and Kaguvi were taken in chains to Salisbury, the settlers' town. The trial in March 1898 was a clash of worlds. In a wooden courtroom, British judges in wigs accused Nehanda of murder for Pollard's death. She stood proud, her beads glinting. "I speak for Mari and the ancestors," she said. Witnesses lied, paid by the settlers. Kaguvi sat nearby, his face grim. The judges offered Christianity to save them, but Nehanda refused. "My God is Mari," she said, her voice like thunder. On April 27, 1898, at the gallows, Nehanda fought fiercely. As the rope tightened, she shouted, "Mapfupa angu achamuka, my bones shall rise." The crowd froze, and oral tales say her body vanished after death, her spirit free. What power lay in those words, and how would they spark a fire decades later? The legacy that endures. Nehanda's death did not end her story. Her prophecy, "My bones shall rise," became a song in the hearts of the Shona. During the Second Chimurenga, from the 1960s to 1979, fighters carried her name into battle. They called on her Mondoro, believing she guided them to victory. In 1980, Zimbabwe won independence, and many said Nehanda's spirit had risen, just as she promised. Her legacy lived in oral stories told by griots around fires. Songs praised her courage and dances mimicked her rituals. Kure kwevu kuna Mwari. Far in the land is Mwari. Nehanda was the bridge connecting past and future. She became a spiritual mother, a female power inspiring women to lead and fight. Chiefs still sought Mondoro mediums, keeping her rituals alive. Charwe Nyakasikana, the Chimurenga Nehanda, became more than a historical figure. She was mythologized through oral tradition. The stories told about her often blurred history and legend, making her larger than life, a woman, a medium, and a spirit force. The unkillable warrior. It is said that during the first Chimurenga, Nehanda could not be harmed by bullets. Warriors claimed that when settlers fired at her, the bullets turned into water or dropped harmlessly before reaching her. This built the belief that her spirit could not be destroyed by earthly weapons. The shape shifter. Oral tales say Nehanda could transform into animals, especially a lioness or bird of prey, to escape capture or to watch over her people. Hunters claimed to see a lion walking alongside the rebels at night, vanishing whenever they tried to approach. Voice of the ancestors. Villagers say that when Nehanda spoke in trance, her voice changed to sound like many voices at once. Men, women, and even children, as if the whole line of ancestors was speaking through her. Some claim her words could be heard even when she stood far away, carried like thunder on the wind. Healing and protection. Nehanda was believed to bless warriors with charms, muti, that made them invisible or invincible. Fighters swore they could walk straight into settler camps without being seen, as long as they carried her blessed tokens. She was also said to heal wounds instantly by invoking the spirits. Prophetic sight. Nehanda is remembered as one who saw the future clearly. She foretold that even if the first Chimurenga failed, the land would one day be freed. Mapfupa angu achamuka, my bones shall rise again. This prophecy became so powerful that fighters in the second Chimurenga believed her spirit walked with them in the bush. The woman who commanded nature. Some stories say Nehanda could call storms to wash away settler patrols or summon wild animals to scatter enemy camps. In one tale, a British patrol was struck by sudden lightning after mocking her prophecy. Defiance beyond death. Even at the gallows, she was said to smile calmly, terrifying her captors. Legends claim the rope snapped the first time they tried to hang her, as if the ancestors refused to let her die. Only after repeated attempts was she executed, and even then, the people believed her spirit escaped, not her soul. Nehanda today. Today, Nehanda's spirit shines bright. In Harare, a statue of her stands tall, her face fierce and proud. Songs echo her name in schools and churches. Hospitals and streets bear her name. and ceremonies honor her with drums and prayers. Her story teaches justice, faith, and the strength of women. Mukadzi akashinga anoita zvose. A brave woman can do anything. Nehanda Smiths are more than tales. They give wisdom and courage. They unite the Shona, reminding them to stand tall. That secret prophecy. Some say it's Mari's promise of eternal freedom still unfolding. Is Nehanda's spirit stirring now? Ready to rise again? Stay tuned to episode 6 where another Shona hero awaits.